Night Owl, take one.
My initial first thought when Eddie showed me Night Owl was the name.
The meaning of Night Owl and the reason why the song's called Night Owl, I wrote the song like in the wee hours of the night, so super late.
I went to school in Fullerton and even lived in Fullerton for a little bit, so when he was like, oh yeah, I have this song called Night Owl.
When I did get into my relationship, the place I would go with my significant other was this little open mic place called the Night Owl, so that's why I called it Night Owl.
When I first heard Night Owl, it was just the intro of the song, and it was cool. And I remember Eddie kind of like struggling to get the next parts through. So I remember it was one of those ideas that was floating around in the ether for a while, and then finally came back when he had an idea for a verse and for other parts of the song.
I immediately heard like the doo-wop influence, like that old soul, and then there's that like whole like verse driven super Weezer part.
I can kind of relate it to a song like Leaving on the album, where it has very distinct different parts, and they're like almost two different songs, but blended together they create a very dynamic push and pull to the songs.
I feel like where I shined the most was post after recording was with my overdubs. We did overdubs of like salt shakers, specifically the acoustic guitar. In the cabin there was this acoustic guitar that was just there. It played beautifully, sounded beautiful, like there was no way we couldn't use it, so we did. And that acoustic you hear on the song is that guitar.
We decided that we didn't want to record this to a click track. We wanted to do it live because it had those tempo changes, and it felt a little inorganic to do it to a metronome, even if we tried to like speed it up.
There's this cabin in Big Bear that Tony, his family always go to, and we've gone to a bunch of times just as friends. And we wanted to record up there, so we brought all our instruments, all our recording gear. We really wanted to just capture the sound as a whole band.
These songs that we were coming out with, we were this, kind of heavy band. I kind of wanted to move away from that, just kind of become more like the bands that we were into.
The oldie doo-wop sound is really inspired by that because, who doesn't like a good old love song, that you can just listen to, dance with someone,
I did enjoy was bringing my great friend Jose Plasencia of Lady and Arrow along with us to help us record camera, as well as Vince Vinyl, Eddie's cousin. He came along as well, helped us, and things just went smoothly. Same thing with Danny, like it was great to have him there and record us.
All of us were standing in that living room together, pretty much like looking at each other like a rehearsal, and it was fun doing 40 something takes of that song that night and just being like, okay, is this the one? Is this the one? And I remember just grinding through for hours, just trying to get that good take. It felt like, I don't know, like an older recording experience, something like from the 70s, where you really had to get the song down live.
We had one rehearsal for maybe an hour. We did not think about how picky we'd be.
Yeah, you're right. We didn't think about how picky.
Alright, thank you for your time.
All right, cool. I think that's pretty good.